Now, for most people, buying a diesel hatchback is about making a sensible and practical choice. But if you're looking for an added dose of excitement, we have Tata's recently introduced Tata Vista D90. It of course has an added dose of power. Along with that, it promises a more engrossing driving experience. But the first car in this segment was of course Fiat's Punto. This stylish looking car also has about 89 bhp of power, and of course along with that, both these cars have slightly inflated price tags, which pushes them into the territory of this car, Hyundai's i20. For the record, the hatchback that's triggered this comparison test is the Tata Vista D90. It has an 89 bhp diesel motor, and in this ZX Plus variant, it is priced at 6.83 lakh rupees. The Fiat Punto also has the same motor and bhp count, and it is priced at 7.3 lakh rupees, which is a bit pricey. But the most expensive car of this group is Hyundai's uber popular i20. It also has an identical 89 bhp and is priced at 7.6 lakh rupees. In its more powerful guise, the Vista is offered in bright colors, and it dons a contrasting black roof. And while it wasn't wearing the special kit, Tata even offers a dealer-fit sport body kit. It alters the bumpers, adds side skirts and a spoiler. All in all, the Vista is a smart-looking hatch. But when you bring the other two into the picture, well, the charm of the Vista just fades. The curving and swoopy design of the Hyundai i20 is sophisticated and handsome. Fiat's Punto in its 90 HP guys wears some loud sport badging, which it really doesn't need. After all, it looks stylish and gets appreciative looks everywhere it goes, even without trying. But when you step inside the Punto, the wow factor fades a bit. Sure, the design of the dash is understated yet handsome, and there are some nice highlights like the red stitching for the seats and the sportily sculpted steering wheel. But from there on, it's all downhill. The tough and ill-fitting plastics drag the ambience down. The seating position for the driver is awkward. The seats offer poor thigh support. Space is also at a premium, in the front and in the back. In terms of equipment, it has automatic climate control and Bluetooth connectivity. But despite that, its equipment list is the poorest of the three cars here. If you step into the i20 from the Punto, you'll be amazed, because apart from the usual bits, it is packed with features such as an auto-dimming mirror, auto-folding ORVMs, a reversing camera, and 6 airbags as an option. So even if you ignore the equipment list, you get the feeling that the i20 is offering you more. Definitely more appeal. Yes, the dash design isn't particularly funky, but the plastics and the way it all comes together just feels very good. The front seats are supportive, the cabin is wide, and it feels nice and roomy too. In the back, there is again a lot of knee room, but the under thigh support isn't particularly great. But if you step into the back seat of the Vista, you'll find that there are no such issues there. The rear bench is spacious and the seats are easily the most comfortable in this comparison, even when you're sitting 3 abreast. Meanwhile, there are many changes at the front. So Tata has tried to give the Vista D90 a more upmarket feel, and they've done that by giving it the Manza's dashboard, which means the instruments here in front of the driver look very nice, chrome ringed. At the center, there's a new display which has temperature, time, and fuel consumption related information. But that's not all. In terms of equipment, the Vista runs the i20 pretty close. The Vista boasts of a multifunction touchscreen. This also works for the sat-nav, and it also has an inbuilt DVD player. The climate controls switches look and feel upmarket too. Still, the cabin doesn't feel rich and alluring. There are places where Tata has clearly cut corners, like the cheap power window switches and the control stalks. Despite that, the Vista and the i20 pass muster when it comes to the interiors. But the Punto trudges behind. Now, let's see which one of these will lead the way out on the road. The Punto and the Vista use a mechanically identical 1248cc 89 bhp diesel motor. Now, despite using a variable geometry turbocharger, power delivery isn't all that great at lower speeds. It's only past 2,500 RPM that you can feel the punch kicking. Both cars have very short gearing, so you have to roll through the gearbox when accelerating hard. What's shocking is the 0 to 100 acceleration time of these two cars is slower than the 75 bhp Maruti Swift diesel. But the 89 Korean horses of Hyundai's 1.4 CRDi motor are much stronger. In the run from 0 to 100, the i20 is the quickest with a time of 12.88 seconds. But that's not all. The i20, despite its significantly taller gearing, manages roll-on times that are on par with the other two in the run from 20 to 80 in third gear. However, the shorter gearing of the Tata and Fiat do give them an advantage in the run from 40 to 100 in fourth gear. Now the i20 has the best motor here, and not just because it's the quickest, also because it's the smoothest and the most refined of the lot. On top of that, it is really quite flexible. It doesn't have that sudden power delivery, so it's very easy to use. That aside, it revs freely and it has a 6-speed gearbox, which helps when you're out on the highway. But when it comes to the suspension, the i20 struggles. Yes, the ride quality is soft and decent at low speeds, but it fails to isolate the passengers from harsh road conditions. The surprise though was the Vista. It's got retuned suspension, and that has resulted in simply the best low-speed ride quality of the three. And overall, it's only a notch or two behind the Fiat. Now we've said this before, the Punto suspension works beautifully. It's supple and comfortable at low speeds, and it doesn't toss you around at high speeds either. So the Punto suspension is just great for the passengers. And as it turns out, it's great for the driver too. Now, true to its Italian genetics, the Punto's handling will make you smile. The body movement is tightly controlled, it feels very flat even when chucked into corners, and of course it's got massive grip, so overall it just feels very committed when hustled around bends. The only thing is the way the hydraulic steering weighs up can be a bit erratic. The Punto's body remains nice and flat even through corners, and its 15-inch rubber offers more grip. What was also a bit of a surprise was the Vista, as it turned out to be a bit of a sport. So, when you push it hard, yes, the Vista will still roll around a bit and the tires will squeal, but the retuned suspension has added an admirable level of restraint to the body control. On top of that, the steering really is a nice, predictable tool to steer this car around. The Vista has new upgraded parts for the steering and suspension. This has made the driving experience more feelsome, and the Vista also behaves in a more controlled and predictable manner around corners. Meanwhile, there was no surprise in the i20's lack of skill around corners. The suspension is soggy and results in haphazard behavior, and the steering turns out to be a vague and imprecise tool to change direction. But where the i20 makes sense is when you look at fuel efficiency. It is the most fuel efficient in the city and out on the highway. And in this department, it is followed in by the Vista and finally the Punto. So is it head or heart that wins here? So which one is the winner here? Well, we'll knock them out one by one, starting with the Fiat Punto 90HP. Yes, I know, it really knows how to play on your emotions. It's beautifully styled, the best handler here by a fair margin, and its overall ride quality is superlative. But that's not enough to overlook the fact that its motor offers lackluster performance at best, and it's the least fuel efficient of the lot. On top of that, the cabin is cramped, the interiors feel a bit budget, and at the same time, it is quite pricey. So, it's neither head nor heart convincingly. So, we'll move on to the next one, which is the Tata Indica Vista D90. This offers a better blend of head and heart. It's comfortable, the suspension changes have worked, and on top of that, it is quite nice to drive too. It's got a spacious cabin, it's got great set of features, so it really does feel like a good package. But where it lacks is in terms of performance, which is adequate, not adrenaline pumping. So overall, this does feel like a sensible hatch with a bit more performance. But if we are talking about sensible, it's kind of hard to ignore Hyundai's i20. Yes, it doesn't ride as well as the other two, and it is sloppy around corners, but it's got a couple of really strong points in its favor, like its motor. It's smooth, refined, flexible, has the best performance and the best fuel efficiency. And then there's the cabin, which is spacious, packed with features, and the i20 really does have a very strong appeal to it. So if you have to put your money on any one of these three cars here, then it's better to let your head do the talking and put that little bit extra on the Hyundai i20. It's worth it.